No one knows what will or won't happen for sure. However, there are occasions where you can say this trade is guaranteed to be successful. It simply requires the experience, patience, and knowledge to properly execute an obvious opportunity whenever they arise. There are, however, outside factors that must also be considered. For example, the FOMC meeting next week, as well as the next CPI report. Both of those data sets usually affect the market overall. If a stock has good earnings, and it always runs with good earnings, it may not run if the market is red that day. My first example, which is also a shorter term example, is AMC. At AMC's current price, it's obviously a good buy. The established evidence for quite some time now is that it will obviously bounce back to $4.50 or even $5+ per share. You may have to buy more at a dip first, but it's basically a guaranteed trade. Yes, something could change, or there could be an apocalypse, but like I said, as things are now, it's an obvious trade. My second example is a longer term one. It's AMD. AMD will obviously be back over $100 per share next bull market. It was already $150 per share before the bear market, during which it set new records. So it'll probably get to $200 or $300 per share, but at the very least, over 100 is guaranteed. Unless, like I said, something happens or we have an apocalypse. My third example is both shorter and longer term. It's CHWY. If Monday CHWY dips to $36 again, I'll buy it because it'll probably just bounce again. If not, like if the external factors I mentioned before, such as the FOMC meeting this week, cause it to go down instead, then I'll simply buy more and hold it, because it'll obviously be higher value later. That could be expensive, however, especially with options. So my fourth example is similar but cheaper. It's JMIA. JMIA should rally sooner than later, but if not, you could pay $100 for the $5 call option for January 2025. If it recovers half or all the way, you'll make $1,500 to $3,000 out of your $100, and I think it'll obviously survive. Short term, study the stock and fluctuations. Long term, pick a profitable corporation that won't go bankrupt, and the next bull market, it'll go back from being undervalued to being overvalued.